The coronavirus is touching all of our lives in some way. Schools are closing, professional sports leagues are shutting down, governments are forcing mandatory quarantines, airlines are grounded, and for some reason, people are dreadfully afraid of running out of shit paper. But fear not, because I have created a video to help you pass the next few weeks by playing some very good, very affordable games for your favorite modern systems. I tried to choose a diverse list of games that really touch upon many different gameplay types and subject matter. I believe there is something here for everyone, and like I said, none of them will cost a fortune. I hope you guys enjoy 2020 is Cancelled, great games to play that won't break the bank. There are those that say Sonic Mania brought respect back to the Sonic franchise, but I think Sonic Generations had already done that in 2011. Now backwards compatible on the Xbox One and visually enhanced further by the Xbox One X, this is a very good game all the way around. It's part old Sonic and part new Sonic, which basically means there are some side-scrolling stages like the 16-bit games, and some forward-scrolling games that play like many of the newer 3D-based entries. Your friends have been captured, and Dr. Robotnik has a new weapon called the Time Eater, and both classic and modern Sonics need to team up to make things right. Beautiful graphics and classic remixes of your favorite Sonic stages and music make this one a fan's dream come true. I like how the 2.5D gameplay breaks up the 3D stuff and vice versa, making sure that neither get terribly boring across the adventure. I really like this one and highly recommend it. You'll likely have a system that has a version of it too. It was released on the Xbox 360, PS3, PC, and 3DS. Sonic Mania was awesome, but this one is a classic in its own right. 2009's Shadow Complex was a pleasant surprise. It was originally released on the Xbox 360 but has since been remastered for the Mac, PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. You are out with your new girlfriend exploring caves when you stumble upon a secret lair of terrorists plotting some serious bad guy stuff. Your girl is taken hostage and it's up to you to get her back. This one is set up like a 2.5D Metroid adventure. You start out with nothing, have to find weapons, health upgrades, and eventually a suit that gives you increased powers. There's lots here to explore and discover, and it still looks exceptional. If you are a fan of these kinds of games, I think this is one of the better releases in the genre. The original Titanfall was exclusive to Xbox platforms at its original release, but luckily for everyone else, the sequel here was available for not only the Xbox One, but the PC and PlayStation 4 as well. Now with a fully featured single-player mode and even better graphics and sound, this is one hell of a good first-person shooter. Your pilot is fast, agile, and can wall run and jump as he battles the enemy. You also get access to Titans, hulking mecha capable of catching bullets and wreaking havoc on the battlefield. This is one fantastic looking game and a showpiece for the expanded abilities of the Xbox One X and PlayStation 4 Pro. This is the direction that Microsoft should have taken with the Halo series in my opinion. The gameplay is some of the best I've experienced this generation, and has an easy pick up and play element that should appeal to anyone that enjoys the genre. A lot of people bypass this thinking it was not worth their time. I'm telling you it is, especially at its bargain bin price. Originally released as a PlayStation 4 exclusive and later brought to the PC, Xbox One, and Switch, Crash Bandicoot N.Sane Trilogy is a compilation of the original 3 games that were released on the PlayStation. Crash had been Sony's adopted mascot back then, and his games were mainly mixed perspective platformers that scrolled both forward and in side view perspectives. All 3 games have seen big upgrades across the board visually. Everything is much more detailed and the character and enemy models are vastly superior. I always enjoyed the simplicity of these games, a throwback to 8 and 16-bit software, now with a new coat of paint. The bang for your buck factor is high with this one, and it's family safe as well. If you were a fan of the Genesis early in its life, chances are you've heard of Assault Suit Leynos, or its alternative name of Target Earth. It's a hell of a challenging mixed genre shoot 'em up and run and gun that has you piloting a mech and trying to stave off the advances of an unknown army trying to destroy Earth. Gameplay here takes place as a side-scrolling run and gun and multi-directional space shooter. This Redux has seen big enhancements in both visuals and sound, and the large stages and massive boss fights of the original are even more impressive now. The new arcade mode is more forgiving, but there is a classic Genesis mode that retains the crazy challenge of the original. Either way, this is a great playing game for fans of the original and the genre in general. It was released on the PlayStation 4 and PC. You had one job: protect the Empress. You failed. Framed, disgraced, and set to be executed, you are Corvo, and you are Dishonored. Now a wanted criminal and on the run, you join a group of rebels and become a deadly assassin in an attempt to gain revenge and rescue the rightful heir to the throne. Dishonored is a fantastic first-person action game that allows you to dual-wield weapons, gain powerful magic abilities, and upgrade your powers as you play. You can choose how you play it too. Go in guns blazing, screaming like a banshee, or be sneaky so no one sees you. It's entirely up to you. Will you let the wrongs against you turn you into a monster, or will you keep your humanity and protect the innocent? Dishonored lets you choose your fate. This one is available on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One. I was a big fan of Wipeout when it first showed up in the mid-90s. It's been a consistently good series, and Wipeout Omega Collection here is my favorite. It's made up of 2 games that have been greatly enhanced, Wipeout HD and Wipeout 2048. It also includes the Wipeout HD Fury expansion. This compilation makes for a ton of tracks, races, modes, and vehicles to unlock and play. Best part is that it looks incredible thanks to the remaster, running at 60 frames per second and supporting PlayStation VR. Aside from looking real nice, it also has some of the best gameplay in the series. This one is PlayStation 4 only, and it's a must-buy if you even remotely enjoy racing games.
Rockets. Plasma. Rockets. Plasma.
Now is the time you break into Sega's much-loved adventure series with Yakuza Zero. This prequel is set in the 1980s with you accused of murder and betrayed by your very own gang. You discover a much bigger plot as you play, and ultimately must try and find out who's behind it all. While all this is going on, you can beat down street thugs, play arcade games, visit shops, and upgrade your fighting skills. Its setup is very similar to the Grand Theft Auto games in that you can often roam around and do whatever the hell you want. Things can get silly, most of the voice acting is terrible, and it can get repetitive at times, but overall it's a deep game with an interesting story and a great entry point for those of you that have never played any of these games. It's available on the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One. Detroit Become Human is an adventure game that allows you to choose how you will deal with each situation. It's set in the future where androids have become regular servants to humans. We follow three that have started to become self-aware and question the world around them. Gameplay here is basically of the hide and seek variety. Lots of interactions, clues, and outcomes you can find in even the most basic of situations. Each scene has a summary that tells you how you did and what you missed, giving you a chance to do it all over again for a different outcome. Aside from the interesting story that tackles all kinds of uncomfortable topics, it's one of the better looking games of the last few years. Killer texture work and animations give life to this world, helping your attachment to the characters greatly. Not all of these characters will be okay at the end, and you're gonna want to do it again to make things right. This one is on the PlayStation 4 and PC.
You're not going to die. We're just going to talk. Nothing will happen to you. You have my word. Okay. I trust you.
Our last game is all about value and couch co-op. Capcom's Beat 'em Up bundle was released on the Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, and contains 7 classic arcade games from Capcom's back catalog. You get Final Fight, Captain Commando, The King of Dragons, Knights of the Round, Warriors of Fate, Armored Warriors, and Battle Circuit, the last two there being seen at home for the very first time officially. Aside from having a ton of good games to play, each of these feels very different from one another, making sure each one is worth trying out. All are presented in HD, the emulation is outstanding, and you can play both local and network multiplayer. You also get the choice of playing them in English or Japanese. Capcom definitely hit a value home run with this one. Just because you are stuck in the house and everything's been canceled doesn't mean you can't find some great ways to pass the time. Digital versions of these games are available, and they've been out long enough to be inexpensive. Some like Yakuza Zero are even on Xbox Game Pass right now. There are so many games on modern platforms that it's really easy to overlook great experiences like these. But with the price being so right and the content being so strong, I think they all are very much worth your time. I'm Sega Lord X, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.